Okay, well, the next company presenting is StrikeForce Technologies, a cybersecurity company that helps prevent cyber theft and data breaches for consumers, corporations, and government agencies. StrikeForce trades under the symbol SFOR on the OTC. I'd like to introduce its CEO, Mark Kay. Welcome, Mark.
Hey, Anna. Look, thank you. I'm very glad to be here.
Good. Take it away, Mark.
Okay. So I'm the CEO of StrikeForce Technologies, and thank you all for listening to this presentation. On the first page, which I will now get to, you will see, plus I'm hitting it, could you please move the slides for me, Anna? There we go. Okay, so in the first presentation, the first page obviously is forward-looking statement. I'm not going to read the whole thing. I'm sure you could read it in seconds. You're used to seeing these, but it's part of this presentation, and it's very, very important, and I have to include it, and I am. All right, so moving on. See if I can get this. There we go. So StrikeForce Technologies is a cybersecurity company that develops. Let me see if I can move it over here. Excuse me, I'm sorry.
Mark, you should now have control if you just click on the screen once, and then that should activate it.
Okay.
There you go.
StrikeForce Technologies is a cybersecurity company. It develops leading-edge solutions to protect businesses and consumers from a wide range of cyber attacks. We are a cybersecurity company, probably the only one with a video conference solution. We started building this solution over a year and a half ago when there was no pandemic. We felt this is something we could do, and lo and behold, we did it. Perfect timing, of course. And we have it with our out-of-band authentication as part of one of our products, ProtectID, and our keystroke encryption, which is one of our products, GuardedID, all part of this solution to some degree. We've received 7 patents, so we do own these patents for these capabilities, and therefore we know nobody else could do the exact same thing, or they'll be in trouble. But seriously, and we have many additional patents also pending. StrikeForce is currently looking to raise $5 to $10 million to complete its marketing and global innovation. We just did a Reg A for $2.5 million, which we raised, of course, $2.5 million. We paid off a lot of the loans and owed debt that we owed in terms of paying this money, and then we also hired a PR firm already on board that's doing a great job, and that's building up, and that's spending a lot of the money that we already raised, of course. But then we need the $5 to $10 million going forward for SafetyChat, mainly for the secure video conferencing platform and privacy lock for added security. And I'll explain that in a moment. Okay. There we go. Investment highlights. Well, we've said incredibly lucky, even though, again, we built this a year and a half ago. It's become a huge business. And a year and a half ago, it was considered to be a $50 billion business by 2026, and we thought that would be great. Then we saw that Gartner had said 133 billion by 2022. That's double what we originally heard. And now it's even going to get larger because Google just announced a couple of weeks ago in the Sunday Times that everybody is going to work from wherever they want to work. They don't have to come to any offices, and they're going to have video conferencing as the way to communicate with everybody. So it's going to be a huge business, and if Google is doing it, you know all the other major companies are going to do that as well. Okay. We are, to our knowledge, we're currently our own cybersecurity company, again, focusing on convergence point of cybersecurity and video conferencing. We have substantial advantage over our competitors because we have 3 of our existing cybersecurity solutions to secure SafetyChat. With SafetyChat customers, the opportunity to cross-sell or our existing cybersecurity products to them. 46%, that's 46% of video conferencing users expect to switch to a different video conference platform in the next 12 months, and this was a year ago. 62% of companies use 3 or more video conferencing platforms, and that's put out by State of Video Conferencing in 2020. So these are some huge numbers, You can see how fast Zoom is getting out there and moving, and yet Zoom is having problems as well with all the non-secure areas that they're getting hit by, and it's called Zoom bombing. It's a very common phrase, and the government's attacking that. And a lot of companies, by the way, have called us already and said, look, we can't use Zoom anymore. We need your secure product because our product is very secure. It's built on top of ProtectID, which is already out there. It's been running for at least 16, 17 years. And it's a very strong, capable product with many patents on out-of-band authentication. So hackers are exploiting video conferencing services to steal corporate data, intellectual property, employee data, healthcare data, and financial data. They easily steal login credentials and all the typical ways you know that your information is getting stolen left to right. And when you do video conferencing, right, we protect your keyboard data, your desk for the desktops and all mobile devices. We have products that work on iPhone and Android as well. Hackers can easily turn on cameras, microphones, computer speakers. All of that is protected with our product. And actually, that's where Privacy Protect comes in that I'll explain in a little while. But it's really SafetyChat and Privacy Protect, which is all part of the SafetyChat premium package. We'll look at the next slide. 5-level meeting security. SafetyChat comes with 5 levels of meeting security. That's very, very high. Most other companies, similar to doing video conferencing, only have 2 levels of security, passwords and some encryption. User authentication that we have, again, is the only user authentication in the marketplace. And again, if it isn't, then they're impeding our patents. But seriously, we authenticate users via the out-of-band channel. We also can offer push and biometrics. But everyone, whether you like it or not, you have to have an out-of-band information capability. And video conferencing, it works on it. That's why it works very well for all corporate clients, because you have to get invited in. You cannot just join a conference just because you want to or like to, or have a conference number. You can't do that. You have to be invited. They have to have your authentication capability. It's the only endpoint security product, right, in the industry that protects cameras, microphones, and speakers, as I've said before, and eavesdropping malware. The desktop, no desktop client is required. You don't need to load any app. You don't need to load any package. It is something that you get strictly through a browser. That's all you need is a browser. You don't need to load up any application prior, other than Privacy Protect. But again, you don't have to load it up in order to bring it on. And that's one time, and it runs on your computer at all times. So ProtectID, GuardedID, and MobileTrust are 3 of StrikeForce's existing cybersecurity solutions, right? Utilized by SafetyChat. That's why we have a Android and Apple version of this product as well. We'll move on to the next slide. There we go. Whoops, one too many. Here we go. All right, so SafetyChat standard is, we sell that for $12.95. And that's nothing but SafetyChat. It's without Privacy Protect, but it does come with the authentication capability and encryption capability that other products, some products might have some of it, but they still won't have the out-of-band authentication. That's the capability we only have, and therefore we're more secure than them. The premium, which is what most people would probably buy, especially the corporations, comes with all the other capabilities, and basically it comes with Privacy Lock. So Privacy Lock comes with it, where you get the camera, you get the audio out, you get all the capabilities of the keyboard and others that we provide in that package as part of the solution. And it probably is the only one of its kind in the world for those reasons. And of course, if you want an on-premise solution, which we can offer you as well, we'll work out the price with you. Okay. Now the problem is that's why we have Privacy Lock. The problem is all these other areas: camera, keyboard, clipboard, microphone, audio out speakers, screenshot process. All of these capabilities are protected by Privacy Lock. Privacy Lock is a product that you can get and put on your computer and use it with SafetyChat, which gives you all the other capabilities as well. But Privacy Lock, by the way, that most people don't understand, can also be used with all the other systems. So whether you're using Zoom or go to meetings such as this one, or any of the other capabilities of Team for Microsoft or WebEx, you can use Privacy Lock and it'll work on them as well. Of course, you won't get the authentication capability that we provide, and that's the added benefit. But with Privacy Lock, you get all that capability on SafetyChat, and that's a unique solution as well. So we talk about pricing. Privacy Lock, again, we sell that. If you buy it as a standalone product and you don't think you're going to use SafetyChat, you would pay $39.95 a year. If you're using it as part of SafetyChat, then it's only comes out to about $3 a month. We don't sell it for $3 a month, but it comes out $3 a month. But you're buying SafetyChat for $15.95, which includes the bundled product of Privacy Lock as well. Okay. Next slide. So the differentiator for us is definitely a very key product. We have better security. We have two-factor authentication. The meeting is protected by a password. We secure the camera, microphone, speakers, and malware with Privacy Lock. You have better meeting management. Obviously, you add participants to a meeting. You add the meeting minutes and notes, audit reports, etc. And it's a flexible platform. It's built on top of source software that is battle tested, right? ProtectID has been out there for 17 years about, and that works beautifully, and that protects you. And then if you have all these capabilities, which is also cloud-based, by the way, and if you have all these capabilities, then you actually, we think you'll be wanting to buy ProtectID for your company as well, which is just nothing but an authentication capability for anything you want to get into in the applications. So let's go to the next slide. Okay. This our competitive advantage. This you can't probably read too thoroughly, but it's basically saying that all these other capabilities, all these other systems out there, they'll have meeting password. They'll have, many of them will have passcode OTP. Many of them will be encrypted audio and video, but they typically do not have all these other capabilities that we do offer. But meeting authentication, out-of-band phone authentication, push and biometric, keyboard, camera, microphone protection, audio out, clipboard protection. All these capabilities come with us and come with the Privacy Protect product if you're buying the premium version. And then we look at the business model on the next page. There we go. The business model is monthly and annual subscription users. So again, I went over that already. Standard premium version, Privacy Lock is $39.95. We distribute via a reseller channel. At this point, you can only buy it through reseller channels. We will offer it ourselves at some point in the future. Technology, we have many partners that will be selling it as well, and you're cross-selling existing products. And this is a capability where if you're using SafetyChat, you'll see the benefit of the security. You'll see that ProtectID works underneath it extremely well, and good chance you might want to buy ProtectID and other products such as GuardedID, well, at least ProtectID and Privacy Lock, excuse me, you can't have Privacy Lock and ProtectID at the same time. And you will be able to move forward with the capability, and we will work out deals with the company. Next slide. Marketing and sales. Our goal in the marketing capability is to sell it a hell of a lot. Do a lot of strong marketing. The problem we had in the past and why we didn't succeed so greatly with these other products is because we didn't market that much. We didn't spend that much money. This time we're going to spend a lot of money. If we raise 5 to 10 million, we'll spend the majority of that money towards marketing and potential PR. And we're going to spend a lot of money on IR as well. We know we need a lot of capability. I mean, we moved from a 0022 StrikeForce capability up to 24, 25, whatever it is right now, cents. And from doing all this, from adding this product and doing this marketing. And we have to spend a lot more money on the marketing and the IR piece, right? We definitely will engage the industry, the analysts. That's key to IR, and definitely we'll do a lot of channel marketing. Move on to the next page. We will see financial projections. So let's get right down to it. This is very, very difficult to project how much money we're going to make in a year's time frame. but we took a year's time frame as a fair way to look at it. Again, we're raising about 5 to 10 million, and our shares are roughly 25, 26. I've even looked a little while. And keeping in mind, in October this year, they used to be 0022. So we've come a long way, and we feel we're nowhere near where we're going to end up, I think. But SafetyChat subscribers, again, we're projecting $4,485,000. Privacy Lock subscribers, we're projecting 200,000. That's $79.90. Now, keep in mind, these products are out there now. Privacy Lock is starting to sell this week, the end of this week and next week. Privacy Lock is for sale. You will see a PR on it tomorrow explaining how we're doing it. You can buy it tomorrow. Corporations can definitely get it tomorrow. SafetyChat, again, is being tested by many. Both products will be out there for sale for money come March 1st. That's right. That's sort of an announcement, I guess. But come March 1st, both SafetyChat and Privacy Lock will be out there. You can buy it. It'll be there for money. Privacy Lock you can buy this week. And starting to raise the issue. And we have a lot of companies right now calling us constantly. Turn the page. All right. Well, a lot of the companies that are calling us, by the way, are a lot of the schools that are not allowed to use Zoom anymore. Right? A lot of the government agencies that are not allowing to use Zoom anymore. So we're having a lot of companies saying, we want your product. When are you going to sell it? Well, the good news is we're starting to put it out there. We already put it in production on a slow launch, but we're going to start putting it out there March 1st for companies to utilize, to pay for. We've finished the majority of it. We're still constantly working on pieces of it. We have to hire more people, which is part of the 5 to 10 million as well. And I think we feel we have a great opportunity and have something that could grow rapidly and tremendously. The company itself, of course, that's me, the CEO. Ram Paraju is our CTO. Many people don't even know his name. He's the brains of this company. Let me put it to you that way. He's probably a physicist in time. He was definitely at Bell Labs, Belcore for many, many years. The guy's brilliant, basically. And he's come up with this product. He's come up with others in the past. I usually tell him not to do any thinking because it usually leads to danger, but this is a phenomenal product. George Waller is our EVP. He's a major marketing player. He does a very good job selling. Many of you do know him, and and the three of us equal the board itself. Also, we have a board of advisors. Now, these are names you might not have heard either. Steve Cooper, he's the original first CIO of Homeland Security ever. Right? We actually did a job with him then and got paid and went well. He also used to work for President Bush after 9/11 as the first White House technology guy who worked on a strategic plan. Sandra Schneider, she is she's in charge of the CEO of Security University, a great training company that teaches them how to do security in all these areas, and she teaches and trains everybody from the government. Howard Mehta is a great guy who's a VP of sales, business development at Modus. He worked for many major sales companies. I knew him way back when I used to work for JP Morgan, and he was an excellent person. He knows a lot of major players and a lot of major companies. The three of them make up our advisory board. We just met with them a couple of months ago. They're excited, and we're excited. Let me just go back one more. Sorry about that. Okay, so summary and key takeaways. Basically, we're taking the lead in solving the cybersecurity problems inherent with the video conferencing. We feel this could be a great moment, driving tremendous shareholder value while making the world a safer place for video conferencing, which is barely growing now compared to how large it's going to be in the future. Okay, so I appreciate the time. I appreciate you all listening. Anna, you have any questions?
Yes, actually, we have quite a few. We have a short amount of time, but let's start with one question that we got. This is about marketing. What is your marketing strategy? Are you pursuing just small and medium commercial companies at this time? Are you going after healthcare communities and government agencies in the near future? And these groups need much more security than private businesses. Here's a question for you, Mark.
Well, that's a great question, but I have a pretty good answer for it. We're definitely going for medium to large companies. Many of the companies are about a larger size are calling us, and we're surprised by that. But we feel good about it, don't get me wrong. And we can handle them, So we are dealing with them. They're starting to test the system now. Again, I can't give the names of those companies, but they're very large companies in different industries. They're in manufacturing, they're in technology, and they're in schools, tremendous schools, and they're international. Some of them are in the US, some of them are overseas. And we're starting to talk to them now that we're putting out the product in real production for real clients. So we were very excited over the opportunity and definitely are looking to spend a lot of money on marketing these products.
Okay. Next question. Are there any enterprise client contracts secured as of yet?
There are none as of right now. There are a couple that we're dealing with, again, as we've said before, that a lot of companies testing it. A lot of the companies will be going live March 1st. The larger enterprise companies will be testing it further. We don't know anything specific from them at this stage, but they're excited and they won't look at Zoom or other products at this point. So we're moving forward. We don't know exactly when any of them will sign, and we believe they will.
Do you plan to uplist on NASDAQ?
That's a great question. I'm glad it came up because I forgot to discuss that. We are definitely planning on NASDAQ or some other capability. We don't know which one yet. Maybe NASDAQ, maybe the American Exchange, new name. But we are looking, and that's the reason we want to raise more money so we can spend the money to get to that level. It's going to take a good year to get on NASDAQ or any of those other boards, and we're definitely not in a rush to do it. But we are planning on it. We planned on it over a year ago, I guess we said, and we always did. And now we're planning on it even harder, and it seems a possibility that we can get there.
Do you have any government contracts on the new software?
Well, as you know, Steve Cooper works for the government very heavily. He's got a lot of connections. We do have a major player we are working with right now. They are looking into a government capability for us through them, which is the best way to get into the government versus having to go on our own. And we feel that there's a good opportunity that this could work out. And we'll be working closely with Steve Cooper and this individual owns a major company, who again is a major player in the government.
Does your management and executive team include any African Americans or other minorities?
Well, again, we work with, as I showed you, Ram Pemaraju is key to us, and he's on our board. He's the brilliance of the company. He's Indian. I'm not sure if you consider that a minority or not, but he is. And we have a couple of women that work with the company as well. And his wife actually works for the company as well. So we work with a couple of women as well as Ram himself.
All right. And how many companies are you projecting to purchase the product come January 2022?
Oh my God. You expect me to guess on that? I'm not. They'll come back to me if I'm off by one. They'll say, you said there'd be one more. So I'm not going to give you that number, but I can't believe it's not going to be a huge number. Based on all the companies we're working with now and all the companies it should get to and the size of this business growing and growing, there's no way it's not going to be a large number, but I'm not going to say it.
Okay. Why is the frequency on PR releases so far apart?
That's an easy one. Because when there's good news, we want to put it out on a PR. When there's no specific news, we don't. You know, we're not a kind of company that puts out fluff, and every week we have to have a PR and put something out, and it says really bull. It's just fluff, and we don't believe in that. Every time there's a news to come out, we have to put it out. We're a public company. We don't want to write, stuff that's not critical to anybody. And sometimes it takes a while to get things to that point, and sometimes it doesn't. It's really that we don't set a time when we're going to get PRs out. It's going to be when new news comes out, such as this, such as privacy lock coming out as a real product that we're starting to sell tomorrow morning. That'll be a PR. That'll be done by our PR company. When the next one after that comes out, I have no idea. It depends on the next big news and when something else happens.
How are you planning on raising the $5 to $10 million in the upcoming months?
I figured I'd go to a candy store and ask a guy for a loan. I mean, seriously, we're already working on a deal, a huge deal that's about to be done. And I can't give the details because we're in the middle of it, but it would be an excellent deal. We feel it'll work well for us, and it will not be for stock necessarily.
And kind of two questions in one. Will you be marketing on social media? And when or how frequent will you have podcasts to keep us updated?
Well, we have been marketing on social media from day one of SafetyChat being done. We do pay someone to get us on social media. I know he puts Twitters out like almost once or twice or 3 times a week. So I see it. I know he does it. So we're there now, and we'll continue to grow that business as well. Podcast is something we just started. We're not doing it too well yet, but we do have a podcast out there. Ron put a couple podcasts out on this one note, and we're going to probably do more of them as we go forward with the PR firm we just got on board.
When can consumers use SafetyChat? Is it true that you have a deal with a major tech firm?
Like I said earlier, we have no deals with anybody of any major firm at this point. So that's not true. They can start using SafetyChat and start buying it from us come March 1. That's a real date, and I'm giving it. And my guys will probably kill me for this, but they said March 1st, we can start selling it and getting out to everybody. It works now beautifully. We use it all the time, but it needs a few, ties and bells and whistles to it. But March 1 is when we first put it out. We first start getting it out there, and we will be selling it, maybe not through us, maybe through our resellers only, and we will let you know who the resellers are.
Okay, here's another question. Will you change your product name to something possibly more marketable?
No, simply no, because first of all, it took a hell of a long time to get SafetyChat out there. We wanted a name that was not already taken in terms of a registration mark. And third, we're going to be saying it and talking about it for so long, it'll become marketable. I don't believe the name of a product is critical, other than as long as you keep using it consistently, it would get out there and be useful. And SafetyChat, the way it works with the big V and the orange chat, I think looks just fine most of the time. And there's no name that's greater. And we're not going to start changing names, and therefore all of the literature that's done on it at the same time. So we will not be doing that in the foreseeable future.
All right, and I think this might be the last question. It's a little lengthy. We were concerned with aftermarket dilutions of the stock. That was discouraging in the beginning. Can you go forward, be transparent on these shareholder concerns? Open market to see value down because of aftermarket actions is not promising.
I can only be open about our market is to the degree I'm understanding it. Obviously, the only reason that we had dilutions during that time frame was because of the Reg A. The Reg A, we sold shares of stock very cheaply at the beginning and then more expensively later on, but we still sold a lot of stock. You sell a lot of stock to a lot of companies are probably going to sell it real quickly. And therefore, people call that diluting the market. It could be. I don't know if that's all done at this point or not. I can't say. People don't have to tell me. But I do believe that majority of that is done. I do believe we have, right now we have 772 million shares outstanding. We're not looking to add any, maybe a couple thousand here or there. That's it. There is no toxic debt that is owed, that we owe. There's no major debt that we owe. And right now we do owe still friends and family money that we're going to give back as part of this major raise that we're going to get in the near future, we believe. So I don't expect anything major will continue on. from that perspective, but I can't control it either.
Okay, this is the official last question. Will this product be sold in Amazon and Best Buy like your other products?
Well, that's a great question, and I don't have the answer right now. We haven't even thought about that because this product isn't something anybody could buy on the market. You don't buy Zoom, by picking up a box. You have to, look at it, understand it, and I don't know if that'll be beneficial to do that or now. We have to analyze it, decide on it, and if we do, that would be months and months down the road. Because this product cannot be bought on its own. SafetyChat can't. Privacy Lock could be. That could become a product you could buy on its own, similar to the way we sold GuardedID, even though it will sell with SafetyChat as part of it, but to sell the product as a single idea, it might be separate, and we might be able to put it out there if we decide to. But we haven't discussed that, so we don't know yet. But a good question, and we will think about it.
Well, what's great about this conference is you get all these questions as well, so you can answer all of these questions in your words on your time. And Mark, this has been a great presentation, much needed technology. Thank you so much, Mark with StrikeForce.
Well, thank you very much.